Hello and welcome to round one of the Aimpoint Winter League, which is a winter championship for the sport of practical mini rifle. Now, practical shooting is when the shooter has to move around the range, shooting targets different distances, all against the clock. And to start off round one, we have stage one, which is here. Stage one is 10 metal plates spread a distance of only 10 meters away from the shooter, but the shooter must traverse across the range to shoot each target where some are hidden from behind barriers. All against the clock. Let's see how the first shooters get on stage one.
Okay, we start off with Matt Cox. Struggle getting second plate down. Rest all go down nicely there. You can see the rain and the water on the floor. How Winter League is the Winter League. Good traverse across the range. Nice shooting. Next up, Richard Poole. This is Richard's first competition, so he'll be a little more deliberate, I think, in sim shooting, making sure that muzzle is pointed down range. First two down nicely. He's doing well. It's crucial to make sure you keep that muzzle pointed down range. He's going to be quite careful getting around those barriers. All part of the game. Last one. Nice. Ollie Jackson, again, new shooter. Nice move with his gun, keeping it down range, nice and fast. Only 10 meters, but it's very easy just to sweep past the target. And shooting from that angle is going to make it harder for him. Last two. Nice. Next up, Steve Durrant. Now he shot in our Hawk Optics Summer Championship and did very well, so this should be fairly straightforward for him. Nice and fast. Excellent shooting. Another new shooter here, Age Flannery, first time shooting. Now he's elected to shoot the plates from the centre section as well, which is going to add some time for him, because it means he's got 3 shooting positions, not 2. Going down there, nicely. That's 3 shooting positions. That's going to take some time for him. He's getting them down, which is good. Kelvin Leeton. Now, Kelvin is one of the country's best mini rifle shooters. Nice and fast, very quick on his feet, as you can see. Little whippet he is. All going down nicely. That's a good time. That's a good time. Andy Smith, one of the Northampton Target Rifle Club members, along with Kelvin and a few others here. All going down nicely. They're only 10 meters, but little small plates, only 4 inches across. Very easy just to try and shoot fast and actually end up missing them. Dave Salmons, another Northampton Target Rifle Club member. But you see different ways people carry the rifle. As long as it's pointed down range, safe condition, and as long as they're moving with the finger off the trigger, they can keep moving with the safety off. Last couple. Nice. Jim Starley. Now Jim is one of the best shooters in the UK for practical mini rifle. Big gallery rifle shooter as well, so it's lots of experience. They're going on nicely, but I don't think he's as quick as Kelvin here. Good. Matt Keenawala, again, reasonably new shooter. First competition here as well. Looks like a jam. This looks like a terminal problem. You have to clear the gun and the clock will keep ticking. So we're on that stage was Kelvin. Nice fast time of 11.55 seconds. That gives him a score of 100%, which makes him winner. Then obviously the other competitors go underneath there by percentage. So Tom Ellaway, slightly slower time of 12.43, brings him 92%. As you go down the list from there. Dave Samuels, you saw there, 72%. He has 16 seconds. So a good 5 seconds slower than Kelvin. Ollie Jackson, you see there in 17th again. 20 seconds. On these plate stages, it's a question of how fast you can just shoot them down. There's no misses per se. We shouldn't do it at 10 metres anyway. But good shooting, everyone.
Okay, this is stage 2. A bit more movement on this stage. What the shooters have to do here, they've got targets both sides of the range. They start in this position, they have to traverse down the stage, take this target here, and then go back up the stage, taking targets to the left, 2 more, and then finally 1 target down the corner, and they cannot go further than this foot marker here, and there's still 3 more targets here to shoot on that side of the range, all against the clock. Let's see how they get on.
Okay, so the first shooter is Steve Durham. Nice and quickly back on the start of the stage. Got to be careful not to sweep your own feet sweeping that gun around that little barrier, makes life awkward. He's nice and fast though. Now again with paper targets, it's 5 points for an alpha, 3 points for Charlie and 1 point for a delta. So it's quite crucial to try and get in the centre of target in these short stages. Kelvin Leeton. Let's see how fast Kelvin can do it. Nice and quick. Going back is very awkward. It's quite part of the stage really. Yep, quick on his feet as usual. Look like Alpha Charlie and 2 alphas in those last 2. Andy Smith. A little bit slower on his feet, but nice and deliberate. Score is basically your score in terms of targets divided by your time. That's how all practical scoring is done. Look at how many alphas there. Dave Salmons. I elected to swap hands to bring that gun back, which is sometimes a quick way of doing it to get back on a range. It's crucial to keep that muzzle pointed down range, especially reversing. A bit more deliberate, but nice and quick. Like all alphas there as well. Nice shooting. Jim Starley. Again, that swap of the rifle in the hands so they can move back is a good way of doing it. Keeps that muzzle nice and safe, but it's still fast to move. Jim shooting a new Lantac rifle this time. Matt Keenawallen. Hopefully no gun problems this time. Murder scored in the first stage, so recover from here. Well, it's working. Yep, I think he's been quite deliberate, trying to make sure he gets a score here, but this is good. And he can't put his feet beyond those little white red barriers to make sure. Got to stay inside the stage parameters. Beyond that, it's a penalty. Well done. Tom Alloway now. First we see him shooting. Unfortunate, the light strike. That's going to hurt his time a little bit. Gun's fine now, it seems though. Light strikes are just part of the problem with practical mini rifle. Just means a round has got off, eject the round, carry on. Age Flannery now. Again, new shooter, so interesting to see how he takes the stage. Nice gun handling though, it's good. Yeah, seems pretty good. That sounds like a light strike, but sounds like a misfeed. Yep, drop the magazine, new magazine in just to make sure. Need to wrap around obviously. And you finish off. That's going to hurt your score, but he got through it. Ollie Jackson now. Nice moving on the gun, excellent. Nice and smooth. Last couple. Couple of alphas there especially. Good. Nice shooting. Tony Porter now, another Northampton Target Rifle Club member. They wear their distinctive blue and white shirts. Tony also competes in our summer championship as well. Oh, little delta over there on one of those. But I'll top that one up. Your best 2-shot score. Make cocks again. Oh, a little bit of stumble there. If you do fall over with the gun, as long as the gun is pointing in the safe direction and doesn't leave your hand, you can carry on. It's not advisable though. Look all alphas there. So, Jim Starley took that one. Timer 13.31 with 78 points. Kelvin got more points, 80, but also a bit slower, 15 seconds. You saw that light strike kind of hurt Tom Ellaway's time, back to 6th place. Tony Porter did well, nice shooting from him. And Matt, 18th, rather than the first stage killing on his gun failure, but that worked very well. At least he got a score down, which is quite nice. Age Flannery, 20th. Obviously, that jam really did hurt his time entirely for that one, so he won't be happy with that, but it's all part of practical shooting. So that's 2 stages done. On to stage 3.
Stage 3, got to move around for this stage. They start off with 2 targets up close. Then once they've got these last 2 targets, they've got to run down range. They've got 2 more under the barrier here. 2 more they can shoot on the move. And get all the way to the end. They've got 5 more targets hidden behind this barrier here. So here the trick's going to be speed.
So first shooter is Steve Durrant. Let's see how quick Steve can be in his feet. Good start. Now he's shooting very short distance, so he's using his canted red dot, hence the gun's held at an angle like that. He'll have his primary optic, a scope, 0 for longer distance, but these are only 3 meters away, so shooting with the red dot makes a lot of sense. Nice and quick though, last 5 to go. He's opted to reload. Interesting, only 24 rounds needed for this one, there's 25 in the magazine. I think he's been careful.
If you finish the low show clear.
Next up, Age Flannery. Hopefully he won't have the gun problems they had in round 2 on stage 2. Seems good so far. They've got to shoot underneath that barrier. Now you can see through these barriers, that's for safety, but generally means you can't shoot through them. So they're sight barriers per se, so they can make sure that you have to angle around to shoot them. Last 5 to go. Looks pretty good. Well done. Next up, Kelvin Leighton. Nice and quick on his feet as ever. Kelvin likes to top up. Sometimes taking 3 shots into targets to make sure he gets those alphas. Time consuming, but can be good by doing it. Nice shooting there. Very slick, no change. Hence the topping up needs to change of mag, but didn't lose any time there.
If you finish the low show clear. I'm here with Kelvin Leighton. End of the first day, a lot of rain. How'd you get on?
Yeah, reasonably well today, I think, John. Pretty happy with where I've shot today, so we'll see what the end scores are like.
How's it compared to the Summer Championship?
Wetter, shorter, but still, just as challenging with some of the stages set up. Very much just on one of your ranges, so yeah, it's been good today. Enjoyed it.
Well done. Happy shooting.
Next shooter is Andy Smith. Not so quick on his feet, but he tries to get alphas across the score. It's called gun score. He always aims the highest gun score he can. Alphas being 5 points. That's 2 shots per target. I can tell you shoot as many rounds into target if you like. Only the top 2 will score. So sometimes adding more in there to make sure you get the good alpha scores and get maximum 10 points is good, but also it takes time. Also your final score is your total score on targets divided by your time. Good shooting there for him. Dave Salmons now. See if he can beat his teammate. He's a bit shorter, gets on that barrier a bit easier. That's very tempting to try and shoot all these on the run. The downside to it is that it is remarkably inaccurate shooting whilst moving. It's not like in Hollywood. Last 5 to go. Good. Done well. Jim starting now. Seems to be Jim, Tom and Kelvin at top 3 at the stages so far. Let's see how he gets on. Looks a quick time so far. Didn't quicken his feet. And no reload, so that may all make a difference in the stage in terms of times.
I'm here with Jim Starley. End of a long day, Jim. How about the rain? How'd it get on?
Luckily I didn't get too wet out there. I think I did okay, but we'll see how everyone else did.
Been a good day generally, though?
Yeah, generally. Breaking in the new gun, it seems to have worked well.
Of course, yeah, using your land tack. How's it getting on?
No issues today, so that's all I can hope for.
Good, well done. Thanks for shooting. See you soon.
Thank you.
Well done to Jim there. He did take that win. 116 points, which is less than both Tom and Kelvin, but a faster time. 20.41 seconds gives him the win. But very close. 98% for Tom Alloway. Very, very close indeed. Matt Cox, a nice score for him. 4th place. He'd be happy with that. Andy Smith at 15th. Just behind Ollie Jackson. They're doing very well there. And Tony Porter. Disappointed that, I think he'll be. At 19th place. 50% score. But I think it's time consuming, I think, for him. And Richard Poole doing well. I'm at 21st that time. So, and Matt Keenawallam finished off again. No gun problems. Always helpful. He'll be happy with that. On to the final stage. Stage 4.
Stage 4, last one of the day. Distance this time. Standing, balancing on this stake here. They've got to shoot those 4 targets 90 metres away.
Okay, first time we've seen Tony visit. It's the first competition for him. Now this is a unloaded start in this course of fire, so the gun is on one side and the mag is the other. Once the buzzer goes off, the shooter must load the gun, then fire accordingly. And that thing that's being held by the range officer is a microphone. So that's the buzzer that sets them off, and also it records each shot, so that sets a timer. Time ends on last shot recorded.
I'm here with Tony. Last stage, last done. How'd you get on?
Very well, I thought. Yeah, for an old man, not bad at all. For first competition, yeah.
It's your first competition, that's right?
First competition, John. Yeah.
And how do you think? How do you think it's gone?
I think it's gone okay. Just a couple of little mistakes somewhere, and I realise now that you've got to be a bit sharper with your movement and thought about it. There's a lot of it's thought required for this sort of thing, which is good. You know.
First one's always nerve-wracking, but well done. All right.
Okay, thank you very much indeed.
Are you ready?
Matt Liddy now. Again, unload his start. Quick, load the magazine up, get shooting. Now it looks easy. 90 metres is not a huge distance, but it's an unsupported shooting. They've got nothing to lead on. It's actually quite hard to shoot unsupported. It's not like Hollywood, we can rattle rounds down range and hit everything you see in 200 metres away. It's a tough stage, this.
I'm here with Matt Liddy. Matt, first the Winter League, bit different to the Hawk Championship. How'd you get on?
Yeah, not too bad. I got on a bit better with the longer range stuff than I did during the summer, due to a few little tweaks, and managed not to break my neck in the mud. So yeah, happy day all round.
How'd you cope with the rain?
Rain was all right. We managed to stay off most of the stages while we were shooting, but yeah, the ground was a little interesting.
Well shooting. Well done for that. See you next round.
Thank you very much.
Are you ready?
James Tooley now. First time we've seen him. Now again, everyone's using their primary optic now for longer distance. So James again has 2 optics of red dot and a primary scope. He's using the scope on a magnification, I assume, 100 metres. Did we go down nicely? Let's see how it gets on.
I'm here with James. I believe that was your first competition here, James. Is that right?
Yeah, first competition here. Really good time, really good facility. Really enjoyed myself.
Any particular stage you enjoyed the most?
Yes, the stage where you had the permanent barrier on your right, which obviously made you think about your movement and your safety angles as well. It was real good fun, really good challenging little course.
Well done. Good shooting.
Kelvin Leighton now. Nice smooth magazine change we're expecting from him. Now, of course, there's quite a lot of people going to miss here. So each miss on these targets, only 4, as a 10-point penalty. So if you have too many penalties, you'll end up scoring 0 on the stage. So it wouldn't surprise me if quite a lot of shooters here do score 0. Don't think Kelvin will though. Let's see if he gets on. Jim Starley now. Jim is much more of a galley rifle shooter, so he's not used to shooting standing still. This should be a good stage for him. Super target, but you can put more in. Again, only the top 2 score. But sometimes you're not sure, putting 2 or 3 rounds each target this distance is worthwhile doing. Tony Porter now. He has shot on the summer championship here, so he's used to this kind of distance. You hear the rain coming down, hitting on the camera. It really is actually pouring rain. The camera doesn't show it, but Tony got bad timing here. Complete downpour while he's shooting is not going to make it easy for him. Won't make a difference to the bullets at all in terms of aim.
I'm here with the very wet Tony Porter. How's your day?
Wet, good fun. Really good set of course of fire again. Yeah, it's been a good day.
How's it cope shooting the rain compared to all summer we shot nice sunshine? Now it's all rainy.
Yeah, a bit of a change. It's you get the wobble on. Definitely with the cold, you've got to think about it and just slow it down a little bit.
Do you have a stage you preferred of all 4?
Probably the first one with the steels. It went okay. A few mess up on the other ones, so yeah, we'll see how we go.
Oh, well done. Good shooting.
Thank you very much.
And the scores of stage 4, as you can see, really only 7 people scored. Everybody else had so many misses that they end up with a 0 stage. And actually only the top 5 people didn't any penalties at all. So as you can see, penalties points from there. So, but overall, it means that Jim Starley took the win for round 1. Very close with Kelvin Leeton and Tom Ellaway. Actually 98%, 98%. So literally there's less than a second in total time over 4 stages between those 2 or 3 people. So good shooting. Third analyst, A. Flannery, 15th. That's a good for his first competition. I think Tony Porter disappointed with 16th. And Anthony Vizard, who we heard earlier on. First competition, 19th place, just ahead of Richard Poole in his first competition as well. So it's good to see all these new shooters coming on board.
So that's the end of the day for round 1 of the Aimpoint Winter League. Very close at the top. Kelvin, Tom and Jim all very close together. But it's only round 1, 6 rounds in the championship. So we've started the winter now. Let's see how we get on when the series goes on. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.